I am Prof.L.B.Gayakawad, who is teaching today the topic on the phonetics and phonology. The topic is the airstream mechanism. Remember, what is the airstream mechanism? The airstream mechanism is the system, is the method of pronouncing the sounds. Means in the British received pronunciation, there is the system of pronouncing the speech sounds that is called the airstream mechanism. And this airstream mechanism is available in our nose system and in our mouth system. And that's why here I will tell you about this system. So these systems helps to produce the sounds. Remember, this system, this airstream mechanism system helps to pronounce the sounds as per the phonetics and phonology. In the British received pronunciation, the system is very useful, and so the system helps to pronounce the speech sounds. Means the speech sounds are there 44. There are diphthongs 08, consonants 24, and there are the pure vowels which are 12. And in this way there are the 44 sounds, and to pronounce these sounds, and with the help of these sounds we pronounce the sentences, we pronounce the paragraphs, and in this way this airstream mechanism helps to produce the speech sounds. That is the important point which I explain here. The next thing is called, this airstream mechanism is called a moving current of air. Remember, this mechanism is called the moving. Moving means what? It makes the movement. Means it is not passive. It is the active mechanism, and that's why it is called the active mechanism. Means it is called the current, moving current of air, because this mechanism is done with the help of the air. Air means sound, and the sound means the air, and that's why it is called the moving current of air. Remember, moving, because that air moves from this place to that place, and that's why this is called the moving current of air. And then next, it is the air moves from sound to sound. Remember, this air goes from this sound to that sound, and that's why it is called the moving mechanism. For example, I will give you the example of diphthong. Remember, I am giving you now the example of the diphthong. The diphthong is I. The diphthong is I. And that's why this air is going from this A to this E. So this air is moving from this A to this E. And that's why this is called the moving current of air. Means the air moves from one sound to the second sound. See, this is the first sound and this is the second sound, and that's why the air is moving from this A to this E, and that's why it is said that the air moves from the first sound to the second sound. That is the particular thing. The air breathing out becomes the pitch sound. Remember, man takes the air in and man throws the air out. And when the air is thrown outside, means when man throws the air out, that is called the speech sound. Remember, the speech sound is the sound in which the air is thrown out, and that's why the air makes the speech sound, and the speech sound means the air and in this way the air taken into inside, I will say, is thrown outside, and this air thrown outside becomes the speech sound. That is the important thing which I am telling you here. Now, three main air stream mechanisms. Remember, when we discuss the air stream mechanisms, then I will tell you that there are the three main air stream mechanisms. Now I will explain here in front of you the pulmonic air stream mechanism. Remember, I am explaining here the pulmonic air stream mechanism. Now, what is the pulmonic air stream mechanism? The pulmonic air stream mechanism is that the lungs and the respiratory muscles work in this mechanism. Remember, the lungs are there, and these lungs and the respiratory muscles, means our muscles are there, and those muscles are related with our respiration system. And that's why in this pulmonic air stream mechanism, the lungs are here. These are the lungs, and these lungs and the respiratory muscles work in this system, and they make the airstream mechanism, and that airstream mechanism is called the pulmonic airstream mechanism. So the pulmonic airstream mechanism is spoken with the help of the lungs and the respiratory muscles. Means the respiratory muscles means some streams are there. Muscles means the streams of the air, and these muscles, the streams of the air and the particular lungs do this mechanism, and in this way this mechanism happens. Now the next point is that the air taken into the lung is thrown out. Remember, always in the pulmonic airstream mechanism, the man takes the air inside and the man throws that air outside. This is the system of taking air into inside and throwing air outside. So my point is that the air which is taken by the man into the lungs, into the inner system, that air is thrown out by that man, and when that air is thrown out by that man, that air is there, which is called the system of pulmonic airstream mechanism. So the man takes air in and throws out. That is called the pulmonic airstream mechanism. That is the important point. Such air throwing out mechanism is known as the Ingressive mechanism. Remember, such mechanism is called the Ingressive mechanism. Means when the air taken into the lungs is thrown out by that man is called the Ingressive mechanism. So remember, here we are discussing the pulmonic airstream mechanism, and we have seen that there are the three mechanisms of air. Means there are the three mechanism systems of pronouncing the speech sounds, and the first, which is the pulmonic airstream mechanism, now we are discussing, and that's why such air throwing out mechanism is called the Ingressive mechanism. So what is called the Ingressive mechanism? The Ingressive mechanism is the mechanism in which the taken the air taken in is thrown out. That is called the egressive mechanism, and this egressive mechanism is the part of the pulmonic airstream mechanism. That is the important point. The next point is when the air is taken in, means when man takes that air in. When the air is taken in is an ingressive mechanism. Remember, ingressive mechanism. What is called the ingressive mechanism? The ingressive mechanism means the mechanism in which the air is taken in, means man takes that air in. That is called ingressive mechanism. The pulmonic airstream mechanism is made with the egressive mechanism and ingressive mechanism. Means these two mechanisms are available in one system, and that system is called the pulmonic airstream mechanism. So remember, when the air is taken in is an ingressive mechanism. And finally, I will discuss that all the English sounds are pronounced with the pulmonic egressive mechanism. Remember, all the sounds in English, in the BRP system, in the British received system, all the sounds, means I just told you that there are the 44 sounds in English. There are 08 diphthongs, there are 12 pure vowels, and there are 24 consonants. All these sounds all together are 44 sounds, and these 44 sounds come together and they make the airstream mechanism in the British received pronunciation. So this British received pronunciation system has given us the pulmonic airstream mechanism, and all the English sounds are pronounced with the help of the pulmonic egressive airstream mechanism. So remember here, today I have given you the information about the airstream mechanism. What is actually the airstream mechanism, I told you, and what is actually the pulmonic airstream mechanism, I give you this explanation. So my point is that still there are the remaining airstream mechanisms. I will prepare again the video, and in that video I will explain in front of you the remaining airstream mechanisms. So my request is that please watch, share my teaching videos too much and share them with your friends and contacts. With this, I will stop here. Please give me your comments in the comment box. I will again come to you within 2 days. Thank you. Thank you very much.